What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special work-from-home edition of Pizza and Pixels, a show where normally JP and I order a pizza and talk about video games until that pizza shows up. But, of course, we're not doing that right now because we're in quarantine. I'm Josh, a.k.a. HexxedPhenom, a.k.a. the Sony Jabroni, and I'm joined via the internet by the abstract rocker, JP. JP, what's going on?
Oh, dude, it's going. We're living our best quarantine life, and I never thought it would come to this, but I gotta admit, I think we have a great setup, and I think for the very foreseeable future, I think we have it down pat, we got it nailed, and living that pandemic life as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you guys missed the little update video that we did, that I uploaded on the channel a couple days ago, basically for the foreseeable future, to keep ourselves, our friends, our families, and everyone around us safe, we are going to be doing any type of recording that would normally involve two people. We're going to be doing it separately. So for the podcast in particular, that is, of course, being done by me and JP using Discord video chat to do the podcast.
That's awesome, because I never thought I'd be doing a lot of Discording on my actual computer, but I gotta say, I think it worked. I mean, like I said, last time I was doing this was the Ubu days.
Yeah.
So I think it all worked out, and yeah, it's crazy, man, where it's come to in the world to be doing all this stuff. But unless we wanted to be 6 feet apart in that room, which would be pretty hard. Imagine that just on the bed.
It's like, JP, what are your thoughts on Crash Team Racing? What? I can't hear you. We're too far apart.
And then I'll just start shouting, like, JP, I don't think the condenser mic picked it up. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Yeah.
Well, so brother.
This is definitely the best option, and it is work at home. I mean, I know we're only literally half a mile away from each other, but still, it's work at home.
That is more than 6 feet apart, so I'd say we're doing our part, JP.
I think we're doing pretty good.
But today, the main topics we're going to discuss is the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X specs, because I'd say that's the biggest news story that's recent enough, but that we haven't talked about yet. But there's a couple other things that we'll get to before that. Let's start with this. Nintendo dropped a surprise Nintendo Direct the other day, and the BioShock collection and the Borderlands games are coming to Nintendo Switch in May.
Yo, that's pretty groundbreaking news. I mean, Nintendo, I gotta admit, with the Switch, I'd say this is probably the best era since the GameCube, just because they're allowing a lot of third-party developers to come in. It's not only in-house Nintendo studios, so.
Well, I'm not sure if it's necessarily that Nintendo wasn't allowing them before, as much as it was just so for instance, their last two consoles before the Switch, obviously the Wii, you had to do some sort of adaptation to be able to get your game to work with motion controls.
Yeah, Wii U.
And then Wii U was just a fucking straight up failure. You would literally, even if your game sold well on Wii U, you were still losing money because you were only selling to an install base of 15 million maybe.
You know, it's kind of funny too. The Wii U, Black Ops 2, they have yet to receive DLC 2, 3, 4, and the Make Good. So they're still stuck on Die Rise, which...
Man, you hate to see it.
And, they did get Kino with, new guns and crap for Black Ops. So that was interesting, but... Yeah.
I think that was on the original Wii. That was on Wii U.
That was on the original Wii, so I'm like... that's interesting. Yeah, they had the Hog, I think, under the podium, but yeah, they're still waiting for those last 3 DLCs in that season pass to this day.
I think they'll get it sometime soon.
Sometime soon. Maybe in the next 10 years.
Maybe.
God, my nose is so itchy right now.
Yeah, this article is from Nicole Carpenter over at Polygon. On Thursday, Nintendo surprised fans with a new Nintendo Direct mini presentation, including a bunch of new information about games and game updates coming to the Nintendo Switch. The Direct Mini touched on everything from Pokemon Sword and Shield to a slew of 2K games coming to the console, as well as new information about Animal Crossing New Horizons events coming later this year. The selection of 2K game titles will be released on Nintendo Switch on May 29th. Here's the full list. XCOM 2 Collection, which comes with XCOM 2, 4 DLC packs, and the War of the Chosen expansion. Borderlands Legacy Collection, which comes with Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the Pre-Sequel. BioShock Remastered, BioShock 2 Remastered, BioShock Infinite, the Complete Edition, and BioShock the Collection, which comes with all 3 of those games. Likewise, Nintendo announced that Burnout Paradise Remastered, King's Bounty 2, and DJ Rhythm Game Fuser will be released on Nintendo Switch in 2020.
Yeah, and dude, the Switch is really blown up. Damn.
Catherine Full Body will release on Switch on July 7th, and here's what else is launching in the coming months according to Nintendo. Saints Row 4 Re-Elected comes March 27th. Trials of Mana comes April 24th. The Elder Scrolls Blades comes spring 2020. Minecraft Dungeons comes spring 2020. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus comes in May. Mr. Driller Drillland comes June 25th. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 comes June 30th, and Vigor comes in fall. So a pretty solid Nintendo Direct there.
It's kind of crazy how they're playing catch up with so many games that have been out for quite a while on like other consoles that remastered. But imagine if it's like, guys, the XCOM bundle does not come with XCOM. What?
Well, see, the thing is, it's like, when you look at these, like, yeah, they are all pretty old games, or, like, even the remasters are things that have been out on other consoles for a while. But also, it's just, like, the Nintendo Switch kind of gets a pass when you think about it, because it's also just like, well, yeah, this is already out on other consoles, but I can take it wherever I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus the Switch is, I don't know how long the lifespan is going to be for the Switch, really, because, like, I don't know, Nintendo really hit out the park with the Switch. I can't imagine them making another screw up like the Wii U.
I think Nintendo said that, I don't remember who, but someone from Nintendo said recently that they believe that the Switch is about halfway through its life cycle, and it came out in 2017, so they're looking at about a 6-year total lifespan for the Switch. But I would imagine that the next one is probably going to be a Switch 2, or like just like,
yeah,
it's going to have to be something like that.
It's going to have to be something like that, because, man, going from the GameCube to the Wii U, dude, they like literally destroyed themselves practically. But now they're...
I mean, the Wii was really successful. Like, it sold really well. It was just the third parties that were like, we don't really know how to make our games with motion controls, and we don't really want to waste the money to figure it out.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, even, like, big third-party games would usually just get, like, kind of shoved off to, like, some random studio. Like, all of the Call of Duty ports on the Wii just got shoved off to, like, Beanox or Raven or whatever.
Hey, guys, you want to make a game? Not really. No, seriously, make this game, right?
You guys want to make Modern Warfare 3 for the Wii? It's like, no, not really. It's like, well, too late.
They'd be like, guys, but Modern Warfare 3 rhymes with we want Modern Warfare 3. It's like, it's like, guys, but you know, the thing that blows my mind with Nintendo is, like, since the dawn of time with the Nintendo consoles, they have been like masters of compression. Even on the Switch, you know, they could take a game that normally would be 40 gigabytes and freaking condense that sucker down to like 5-10 gigabytes on a cartridge. It's insane.
Well,
it really...
I mean, it definitely is insane, but also I think the big, like, reason that they're able to do that is because most Switch games, at least like the handheld versions, are only like 720p. So when you're downgrading the textures by that much, it's probably pretty easy to take a big chunk off the file size. And like just keep like chunking off texture resolution and stuff like that. But even still, it is an impressive thing. Like, you look at a game like Spyro or Crash, they're like 25 to 30 gigs on consoles. They're like 10 gigs, if that, on Switch.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you also got to think, too, because, like, the resolution and all isn't... did they have 60 frames per second 1080p on the Switch? I don't know if they even got that far. I know they have 720.
I think, well, it really depends on the game, but I think the like standard thing is handheld is usually 720p and the docked mode is usually 1080p, but the dock has hardware like in it to like make the Switch work better or like go faster or whatever you want to say.
All I know is I'll never forget WWE 2K18 on the Switch. That was the biggest.
That was, to be fair, that was just a shitty port. Like that had nothing to do with Nintendo, really.
Nah.
It was just, they were just like, oh, let's just fucking copy and paste this shit over, and they're like, oh, okay, wait, that doesn't work.
Dude, I get a crack out of that. Yeah, 2K just. It's blatantly obvious 2K doesn't give a shit about what they put out. But yeah,
I think they give a shit about literally everything except WWE, as is evident by 2K20. Like, they're just like, oh, fuck this, fucking throw it out there. Because NBA
like,
makes them so much fucking money that they have to. Well, I mean, see, I don't know. I don't really play the NBA games like hardcore. I'll buy one every couple of years and like play a little bit of the My Career, and that's it. But I know the hardcore community always says that like the last great one was like 2K14 or 15, or no, 17. I think is the last great one. I think they say.
I was saying because I am was talking to me about that. The NBA puts out like some really good games. I wish WWE was up to snuff. I mean, at least 2K19 will probably be the greatest game they produce under the banner. Because like, I don't know, man. That,
I mean, 2K19 was good, but like, ugh, if that's the best we get, then ugh.
Yeah, oh man, it's. I just think it's funny with 2K20 how they were under the gun and they're like, oh yeah, we could put it out. And then they decided to like literally take 2K18, put all the assets into the next game, and then recode it from the ground up. So people are now like bringing in Emma and like all these people from 2K18 into 2K20. It's
I mean,
crazy.
It's all built off the same source code. That's
Yeah.
Unfortunately how yearly releases have to be done. That's why Call of Duty was running on the same like engine from like 2002 for the longest time.
Yeah, we got some good ass games out of that fucking engine though.
Yeah,
Boy.
but still.
Crazy stuff.
Speaking of Call of Duty, while we're on it, I don't really have a news article talking about it, but I was seeing tweets about it this morning while I was at work. Apparently, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered is, like, imminent, like...
Yo, I'm so pumped. It finally is happening after 6
Apparently, I don't know, like, what the problem is, but apparently the German PlayStation Store posted a listing for it that says it releases tomorrow.
What?
For 25 euro. But for some reason, people in Germany were able to buy it and download it, and people in Germany are playing the campaign remaster right now. Like, I saw gameplay, like, things of it, and I'm like, I didn't watch it, but I, like, saw these tweets come up, and I was like, oh, shit.
I have to tell buyers about that right now, because he'll straight up shit. Actually, I'll text Ellis, too.
So, as of the day we're recording this, which is March 30th, apparently it's coming out tomorrow, the 31st, so... I don't think there's been an official announcement by Activision yet. I think they're just going to kind of stealth drop it tomorrow and just be like, hey, guess what? Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Campaign Remastered.
It's pretty cool because, we've heard a lot of crazy shit about the Call of Duty series over the years. And, I mean, I'm still waiting for World at War Remaster, which is probably the next one because that just makes sense to do it.
I think if they do any more I think from now on the standard for Call of Duty Remasters is going to be just the campaign, which I'm not... honestly against.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, actually. Yeah,
like, the only one that I theoretically would love to have multiplayer back for would be, or like the one I would want multiplayer back for the most would be Black Ops 2 for me personally. But I also know they're just going to fuck it up like they did with Modern Warfare 1 Remastered anyways, where they're going to add in all these new guns and do all this new shit. Yeah. And like, it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't play the same.
The thing that doesn't make sense to me either is that, they had Modern Warfare, but they were putting in weapons that were not even by standards to be in Modern Warfare. Like, it was just weird. And then you had all the melees and all the guns were like behind paywalls and crates. But
well, thankfully, at least for the foreseeable future, we're done with the supply drops thing. So. Or keep our fingers crossed that keeps up.
It's just surreal to me because I don't know how long you've been hearing rumor for, but I've been hearing this rumor for like 6 or 7 years now. Oh no, probably 6 years that Modern Warfare 2 will be remastered. And knowing that we're getting it in the middle of quarantine of all times, that's
I mean, that's not a bad time to do it. That's not a bad time to drop it.
You know, and that'll keep us all busy until, well, that'll probably keep us busy for all of like 2 days, and then we'll be, Black Ops. We'll be ready. Oh, dude, what a time. So well, it is actually imminent then.
Huh? Yeah, like imminent. So here, I'll just go on Twitter and just have a look-see. If you guys don't follow Charlie Intel on Twitter, that's the best place for your Call of Duty news. But yeah, so they just had like a series of tweets this morning.
Hype.
Where they're like, okay, so they say, good morning, stand by for some news. And then they said,
stand by.
Breaking, the PlayStation Store. Wait, hang on. These tweets aren't in order for some reason. I think maybe some of them got taken down. Maybe that's why. But the trailer for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign leaked. It says it's €25 on the German PlayStation Store. The PlayStation Store listing says Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered is set to launch March 31st for €25. Not clear on the USD price yet. There's screenshots from the PlayStation Store listing.
That's insane. I'm so pumped.
And then it says, update, it appears that users in Germany on PS4 can actually buy and play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and it shows a screenshot of like the main menu.
Dude, oh shit. So if this is 25 European dollars, that means that this game is going to be $27.49.
So either they'll round down and it'll be $25 US, or they'll round up and it'll be 30. So 25 to 30 US dollars, which is still not bad.
Oh god, I'm fucking ready. Imagine we're like, oh fucking fuck.
And then it says, as first noted by Eurogamer, sources say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered has been ready to release for almost 2 years now. Activision was waiting for the right time to release it. Which, because if you remember, like 2 years ago, we got that leaked Amazon France listing or whatever it was for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and then it just it was like, oh, it's going to release like April 20 something or whatever it was, and then it just fell off a cliff and we never heard about it again until now. And then the proof of this is that in the leaked trailer, you can see at the end, like the copyright thing for it, it says 2009 to 2018 Activision Publishing Inc. So they have the trademark set for 2018. And then they said, and then there's, in case you were wondering, no Russian is still in Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered, and it's not changed. And they show like the first like 15 seconds of it.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I could see why they changed
the trophies for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered have been leaked.
Well, I'm sure it's the same trophies.
It's probably just all the same campaign trophies, yeah. Just without the co-op or whatever.
Dude, that campaign is so good.
It's got a platinum, so there we go. Yeah, it's literally the exact same trophy. There might be a couple new ones, I don't remember exactly, but... Actually, no. I think these are all exactly the same. Okay, no. There's just some of these are new.
I'm surprised that it's finally seen the light of day after 2 years. Like, they could have released this whenever the hell they wanted to. It's only the campaign. Like, it's only going to keep... Honestly, for me, it would keep me occupied for 1 day.
Oh, fuck, dude. Sorry to interrupt. But I'm looking at the trophies, and I just got so fucking triggered by one of these trophies.
I think everything... Oh, hold on. You might have to repeat that. It just glitched for me. You got so triggered? Is that what you said?
I'm looking at the leaked trophies, and I just got so fucking triggered by one of these.
Oh, God.
So there's definitely new trophies. One of them is called Immortal. Complete every mission... Oh, okay, wait, never mind. You can do it on... Okay, never mind. You can do it on any difficulty. But it's complete every mission without dying or reloading a checkpoint on any difficulty. I thought it said on Veteran at first. On any difficulty, that's like on Recruit, that's actually pretty easy. So I'm not that mad about that. But I thought it said on Veteran at first.
You know, speaking of which, there is a game of the past I want to get my hands on. Have you played Call of Duty Classic before? There is literally trophies on there. for back in the day, it was like you have to literally get through a whole mission on veteran without dying or without getting like 4 hits or something.
Okay, well,
I just play that classic one. Just experience that.
Get back to me when you beat the Black Ops 3 campaign on veteran without dying, because I did that.
Don't you? Yo, what about realism difficulty, man?
Fuck that. It took so fucking long to do. Honestly, though, like, realism is definitely harder than the veteran, obviously, but at least there's, like, you can die as many fucking times as you want on realism. But to get that one challenge, you have to go through one veteran without dying every single mission. It's so fucking annoying. But we got off on a bit of a tangent.
I gotta admit though, it was epic as hell. So that's cool. It was totally epic. That's what we like to eat off of here. So
Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. If it drops tomorrow, high key, I might have to stream the campaign. Who knows?
You should just, you know what you should do? You should just call off work and just download it, stream it.
I'm off tomorrow, unless they call me in. But as of right now, I'm off tomorrow.
They'll be like, Josh, we need you to come in and stack the dairy department. You'll be like, no.
I'll be like, soap.
Soap?
It's like, oh yeah, we got some soap in today. It's like, no, soap.
Soap.
What the hell kind of a name is Soap, eh? Even though that's from the first Modern Warfare, but still.
You just hang up the phone. What kind of name is Soap, eh? What? Just hang up the phone.
What the hell kind of a name is Soap, eh? Yeah, but I'm hyped. I can't wait to play the campaign. I hope the museum is still in there. That was honestly probably the most fun I've had in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, was the bonus museum mission.
Yo, I know, right? That's oh my god.
All right, so let's talk about GameStop real quick.
Oh god.
So of course this is from this is from like a week and a half ago now, but still, I think it's worth talking about. This is Polygon yet again. This article is by Colin Campbell. GameStop says it's an essential retail service, should stay open during pandemic. Retailers tell store managers to keep stores open even in the face of law enforcement. GameStop is arguing it sells, quote, essential products and should remain open in the face of government orders to close businesses, like retail stores, restaurants, and bars, in the face of the novel coronavirus pandemic, according to an email sent to employees on Thursday. According to 3 sources, the company sent out a missive to retail managers today, saying, quote, "We believe that GameStop is classified as essential retail and therefore is able to remain open at this time," end quote. The message from GameStop argues that the retailer carries goods that, quote, "enable and enhance our customers' experience in working from home."
Yeah, yo, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't know, man. GameStop, like,
I can't believe this shit.
I never really liked GameStop because, alright, so I'm not sure if you remember all this stuff back in the day, but like, you know, there used to be EB Games, there used to be Game, right? So then this fucking company called GameStop came out of nowhere and just started buying everybody up, and then all of a sudden they like monopolized corporate enterprise through gaming, and it became ridiculous very quickly. And you know, shit like that is the reason why nobody likes GameStop. I mean, GameStop, literally, if it was a nuclear war, they would try to stay open. And my one friend that is actually a key holder at GameStop, with their manager, had to tell police that they're essential. And the police were like, "You're going to be shut down in a matter of 2 days." And then within 2 days, our governor, who was Governor Tom Wolf, he offered a reprimandation on his little like life-sustaining business kind of thing that's going on during the pandemic. And in doing that, he took the business license off of GameStop from underneath their feet.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
It's sad. It's really sad. They don't care. They just want your money and your credit and to take advantage of people.
Like you said, I mean, as like a corporate monopoly, I hate GameStop, but like, obviously, like, that goes to like the higher ups at GameStop, like the people that are just there, you know, getting minimum wage, trying to do their job. Those people are fucking awesome, most of them.
I feel bad for them because they don't get paid enough.
They don't get paid enough, and they get like forced to do all these stupid ass fucking programs and shit like
things because, and then they're like literally under the gun to force you to get credit card, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
and
threats of cutting hours for not getting enough pre-orders and not getting enough trade-ins and all this other bullshit. It's like, fuck off.
Yep, and the worst part is, man, if you're a key holder, you only make $9 an hour in the U.S., and if you're a manager, you make 10, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's other ways to describe it, but yeah, like GameStop, GameStop was cool only because I had nowhere else to go to get video games, because I used to go to Game Crazy. And the thing that really pisses me off about GameStop is they basically, as I call it, they do the Pawn Star approach. So you'll have a brand new game. You could literally pay them $60 for a game, and right in front of them take the plastic off, and all of a sudden the game is worth $25, and it's like, what the hell is this? And you'll give like a rare edition of a game, they'll be like, best I can do is $8. It's like, oh my god, it's like Rick Harrison. So GameStop, I think, is out the door entirely, because they've been trying to not only drive game monopoly corporations, but they're trying to put out Verizon, AT&T, because they want to sell tablets and phones. It just got too far, and their credit card is out the ass with percent. So
well, the only reason they even started like doing like the trade-ins for tablets and phones and stuff is because of how shitty their regular business model is doing nowadays.
I'll be fully honest with you. Over the years, I've traded in broken consoles to them. I have given them broken controllers because I knew how to take advantage of them. But the way I see it is, if they're going to take advantage of me, why would I not do it to them? Because that's just
well, the thing is, too, is like most of those things get shipped off to be refurbished anyways. So as long as it's in a mostly working condition, it doesn't really matter. Like, I've given them controllers and stuff that have like some like analog stick shift, like analog stick drift or something like that, or like I've never given them a wait, did I give them a broken console? I don't remember. I don't think I did. But yeah, I've given them controllers with like analog stick drift and stuff. But I'm the one who's like, I don't really have physical games anymore, other than really the only physical games I've gotten this entire generation was all the WWE games, because me and Tyler have been doing that midnight release thing since 2K15 came out.
I gotta admit, I'm glad one thing though that I do like about GameStop, and I will never shit talk in any way, is that when they do midnight releases, you just get to chill and have fun, grab some Taco Bell, just sit around, have a competition, whatever they're doing, and I'm glad that they moved it to 9 o'clock. That's actually really, really cool, because you technically get the advantage on people that preload, so that's probably their own doing. But yeah, the midnight releases are
that's probably also another way to save money. It's like, well, instead of having to pay our employees to be here till midnight, we could pay them for 3 hours less. And close the door, or like close the shop at a normal time.
Yeah, man, it's all about the money.
But yeah, that is one nice thing. It's still not enough to like persuade me really to buy games physically other than digitally, but it is nice when you do happen to get the odd, physical edition.
And plus, like, when you think about it, GameStop is kind of screwed either way, because other retailers at like the PlayStation Store, the Microsoft Store, Amazon, they all have better deals than GameStop. And sure, GameStop really prides it on being on pre-orders to get the pre-order bonus, but more than likely it's just a marketing ploy to get your money in their pocket.
And it's like,
so it's just dying, so who cares if we pre-ordered WWE 2K20 and got a new Miz attire? The game still sucked. It was just
that's the thing, is it's like, is it really worth it to pre-order from a specific retailer to get like one like little thing?
And I don't know. I could sometimes there are some really good deals. Like you know, here and there, you'll see on Amazon, even like Call of Duty will run a deal where if you get it, you get like 5,000 COD points. Like that's actually monetary wise, that's not bad.
Yeah, but like
they're giving
I don't know.
a new attire. It's like yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's insane that they are trying or tried to stay open during this. And like the theory I've been seeing is that they most likely are trying to do this because they realize that if they have to shut down all their stores for a certain amount of time, that the entire business might go under by the time it's time like they're able to reopen. Which I mean, I'm not saying it's like an excuse to just be like, oh yeah, we're essential, like to stay open, but I
just think it's stupid knowing that they're trying to like coerce that they're essential when it's a video game. Like you can get a video game on your console. You don't have to leave your house.
Yeah.
You know, I could see groceries and even beer in our state is life sustaining. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And like when my one friend was telling me that, oh yeah, we had to like tell the cops that we're essential, and they laughed in our face. I'm like, well, I mean, you guys aren't essential. Like, I don't know why the hell you're actually working right now, knowing that at any point anybody with COVID-19 could walk through, touch all your games. You can't clean the games because if not, you ruin the artwork on them. So, they're like, is GameStop actually still? I heard, I know in New York, Pennsylvania will pull the license, thank God. But New York, I heard that they're actually doing a thing where they're in the store, but you can't actually go in. You can meet them at the door, which is still stupid in itself. But
yeah, that's what the second part of this article. Well, a second article is going to get into.
Oh boy.
So 2 days later. By Michael McWhirter at Polygon, we've got GameStop closing stores to customers, moving to digital orders and curbside pickup. GameStop is closing its U.S. stores to customers effective Sunday, March 22nd in response to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and to government orders to shut down non-essential retailers. GameStop said it will process incoming orders on a digital-only basis. The company is moving to e-commerce delivery only and will offer curbside pickup at brick-and-mortar stores.
Brick and mortar.
Now, I don't know if this article is going to mention it at all, but yeah, like you were saying earlier, this is 99% most likely because the governor of Pennsylvania pulled their operating license in the state after this shit.
Yeah, well, doesn't fuck down.
I would imagine that he might not have been the only governor to do that, but still.
Yeah. There had to be more, but yeah, Wolf just literally fucking. It was great. Like he didn't even give him a warning. He's like, "You're not in business anymore. I'm taking your license." And he just took it immediately under the floor. It was like, wow, that was swift. But if you're gonna be that ignorant and defy his orders, he has the right. So, yeah.
Like I can't imagine trying to spin that a video game store is an essential retailer during a global pandemic. Like anything in that store you can get either digitally or like any like physical accessories are literally on Amazon, eBay, any other fucking site that you could get delivered.
Plus, when you really do think about it, if we're being really technical with the global pandemic that's happening, coronavirus, a good amount of people in the youth category don't give a shit about social distancing, about washing your hands, about any of the precautions to stop the spread. So if you think about it realistically, there are many lives at risk because if they don't care and they come in GameStop, and like I said, when they start touching everything, you can't clean that merchandise because you ruin it, sell it. So when you think about it, GameStop would become an incubator for the coronavirus.
Definitely.
And then that would lead to a lot of problems and lawsuits. And honestly, I think whether or not GameStop wants to close or wholeheartedly wants to fight, they're still going to cause a lot of problems, and their business is probably screwed because either they stay open and they become an incubator, or they close and they lose revenue. So they're not really winning. They honestly, in the end, I think they're just treating their employees like shit.
I mean, to be fair, they're gonna treat them like shit regardless.
Exactly, you know, because
I feel like even if they were making a lot more money, and even if digital sales weren't doing as well as they are, I think they would still be treating their employees like shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the company that tried doing used DLC. I mean, let's not forget that used DLC. I don't understand how that concept was even work.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like,
it literally makes no fucking sense. How does that even?
It's just triggered.
Because it literally makes no fucking sense. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Black.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, GameStop, fucking bunch of idiots.
There's more.
Hang on. Okay, so... Quote, "This is an unprecedented time and each day brings new information about the COVID-19 pandemic," end quote, GameStop CEO George Sherman said in a news release. Quote, "Our priority has been and continues to be on the well-being of our employees, customers, and business partners. We have been steadfast in our adherence to CDC-guided safety and local government's orders to retailers in each of our communities. As millions of Americans look to GameStop to adjust to their new normal, of increased time at home for work, learning, and play, we have implemented practices to help ensure the safety and health of our employees, employees, customers, and partners. We believe it is prudent to institute further safety protocols while meeting this increased demand through curbside pickup. As such, stores that remain in operation will provide only pickup at the door or delivery to home activities to further protect our employees and customers." I can't even get through that quote with a straight face. It's such fucking bullshit. You can't say 2 days beforehand... You can't say, "We're staying open, if law enforcement comes, just give them corporate's number," all this other bullshit, and then 2 days later be like, "Our fucking employees' safety is our number one priority." It's probably your last fucking priority. Let's be honest. Your number one priority is your fucking revenue that's already in the toilet. They don't give a shit.
They don't care. It's just, oh man, you know, you want to hear something really cool. I'm not going to say what store this happened at. I'm not going to say who did this. I'm not going to say the employee that I know who just wholeheartedly did it.
Oh no.
Where that is, I'm not going to say which one, but my buddy that works with me, he knows the employees that are there. So GameStop is doing their clearance sale where their unpaid leave pension, whatever, is on the line for what they sell, which is ridiculous in itself. So while this employee that I'm not going to name filed for unemployment and wants to countersue GameStop for just how they're dealing with the problem that he lost his job, and they're just like literally dangling a check in front of his face because he will not get it till all the assets are liquidated to the other store, and whatever he sells will go into his unpaid leave and pension. And I'm like, that's really stupid. So what he's been doing is he has been giving a lot of people I know the 5-finger discount, where they can walk in, and obviously we all think about John Cena, "You can't see me." Woo! So he's been giving them the 5-finger discount, and he's literally just walking in the back room, picking up a bunch of random shit, putting it into a bag, and giving it to my friend and a bunch of other people. He's just literally saying, "Fuck GameStop," and he's just literally giving it. I would do the same fucking thing, you know? So, but I will not say where, what store, who it is, or who is getting all free games. But my buddy showed me what he's got so far. And he's got a good collection, man. He got Far Cry 3 and all this, and he got like my friends that are starting the gaming cafe that I'm doing the exhibition for when this blows over, of course. So that's in our local mall. So I will be doing that, and he walked into said store and he got 6 free Xbox controllers.
Nice.
So, you know, so everyone's making out good. I just think it's at the point where I don't think people even give a flying fuck about GameStop anymore. I'm
Not
just
really.
thinking it's over, you know, unless you have to go there.
Did the GameStop in our mall close officially or no?
Not yet.
Are they like doing like any like liquidation sales or anything? Or well, now I guess it doesn't matter. But were they?
Probably at the time, yeah. I think they were probably starting to liquidate. And
because I remember, sorry to cut you off, but I just remember seeing on Reddit somebody was saying that like their local GameStop was closing, and so they went in, bought like an Xbox One X for like $200, and then drove to a GameStop like the next county over and sold it back to them for like 400 or like 300. And so this dude was just went back to his local GameStop, bought the rest of their Xbox One X's, and then took them back to the other GameStop and sold them to that GameStop, and he made like $1,000 off of it.
dude, like, it's the thing. I swear GameStop thinks that we're stupid, and in the end of the day, the consumer is going to overrule the establishment, which I think it should happen in GameStop's case. They deserve everything they get, especially because they killed Game Crazy. God, I love that store. Have you been to that store?
I was only there like once or twice when I was like pretty young, but I do remember going in there, yeah.
Dude, to be honest with you, well, I'm not going to say where I work for many purposes, but my first job actually was going to be at Game Crazy when I was of age, and they closed about a year before that. And
damn.
Yeah, they were really cool. It was like GameStop, except that they were about the player, whereas GameStop says power to the players, and clearly it is not. It's power to the wallet.
Yeah, power to the executives.
Power to the executives. Power to the machine. But yeah, Game Crazy was pretty cool. You just walked in, and the design of the whole place was just so edgy and modern for its time. This is the mid 2000s, by the way, if no one knows what I'm talking about. And it was cool because our store actually was established with Hollywood Video.
Yeah, they were like combined.
And you would get deals where you could actually go between the two stores and get discounts about rentals. And say if I rented like a WWE game and then I went to go buy it, if I went in the Hollywood Video and got the rental slip verified, I would get like 25% off that game at Game Crazy.
Nice.
It was really cool. They did the game buffing for your discs that were scratched.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They had it as soon as you walked in. They had 3 console setups that were like a round table with 4 TVs and 4 consoles in the middle, and you could play the demos and tournaments. So like, it was like a gamer's paradise. And then it got bought out by GameStop, and yep. I think that's probably where my distaste came from, GameStop, and then they started screwing me, and I was like, and then here now.
Yeah,
so.
Well,
it's crazy.
I went to Game Crazy, I think twice. I remember, I remember very specifically 2 games that I got from there. One a very good game, the other a very bad game. So the good game was I remember getting Tony Hawk's American Wasteland from there, and I fucking love that game. To this day, still my favorite Tony Hawk. Although I haven't played Underground 2 yet, so we'll see. Eventually, you and I will be streaming that on Retro Redux. But, with the whole thing going on, we'll see when that happens. But the very shitty game that I remember getting from Game Crazy was Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes.
That game fucking sucks.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
But yeah. And then my distaste from GameStop obviously comes from them buying out EB Games and stuff. Because that's where I used to go for all my games, was the EB Games in the mall, which became GameStop after they bought the EB Games. But yeah, but then like eventually, like, you could tell as they started getting more and more desperate about things, like you could just tell over the years, like, them pushing so hard for, do you want to pre-order this? Do you want to pre-order that? Do you want to do this? You want the Game Informer subscription? You want the Power Up Rewards Pro membership? You want our credit card? You want this? You want that? You want this DLC? You want fucking...
You want a free attire for the Miz and a shitty game? Yeah, hey, pre-order it.
And like the peak for me, and when I really started to be like, okay, there's something is really off about this, is... I've told you this story a bunch of times, but I don't think I've ever said it on podcast. Maybe I did. But
yeah, so
when I went to go get my PS4, I missed the initial launch window of November 15th, 2013. But then, like, the next week, they were restocked for Black Friday. So I went on Black Friday to GameStop to get a PS4. Keep in mind, there's a bunch of people, there's like huge lines like out the door of GameStop, probably a bunch of people wanting to get consoles as well. And so I got a PS4 and I had Call of Duty Ghosts pre-ordered for the PS4, and that was it. And so I walk in, I'm like, hey, I have this game pre-ordered for, PS4. I want to pick that up, and I'm getting a PS4. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, the guy at the register, he's like, oh, do you like Halo? Like, you want to buy Halo? And I'm like, I'm buying a PS4. I don't think I like Halo. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, but do you want to pre-order Destiny? And I'm like, at this point, Destiny came out like the next September. Yeah. Destiny was like 10 months away at that point. It was going to come out like next September or whatever. And I'm like, no. I'm like, Destiny is basically just Halo, and I'm buying a PS4. And he's like, okay, well, you're getting Call of Duty, so you like shooters. Do you want Battlefield? And I'm like, no, I want to get my console, and I want to go home and play it. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, I see that your fucking Power Up Rewards membership is almost up. You want to renew that? I'm like, I just renewed it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they literally will pull anything on you. It's insane. Like, they'll like pull your name up in the system, and like I swear on their side it has like a red beacon on the screen that says, ask them about this. Ask them about this. And it's just, man.
And then and he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I read it wrong. He's like, I thought it said like 1 month left, not 11 months left. And I was like, okay, sure. And he's like, you want an extra controller? I'm like, I want to go the fuck home and play my PS4. And keep in mind, there's like 20 fucking people behind me. I'm like, dude, like fucking, you got 20 people behind me that are probably gonna buy the same console. Like, just fucking let it go.
Just like Frozen. Let it go.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, damn. I was like, I really don't like going to GameStop.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just feel like I'm like completely. I don't know. Like every time I walk in the GameStop, if it's a person I don't actually know, dude, it straight up works, and it's just like, oh my god. It's like, wow. It's like, I know you're making crap money, but like, come on.
And like,
sad. Like, man, poor people.
The other GameStop, the one by Walmart, I've been going to that one for a couple years now, and I know most of the people in there now, even just from only going like once or twice. Like, I'll go in there every now and again and not really ever buy anything, maybe like a Funko here or there. But like, the only game I actually buy from there every year is WWE. Or sometimes, if I'm like have something that I'm looking to trade in, I'll always keep an eye out for like trade-in deals, because that's the only way I trade anything in at GameStop, because otherwise you're getting fucking ripped the fuck off. But like, I think my most successful trade-in at GameStop was actually pretty recently. It was last year. 2018, I got the Spider-Man Special Edition PS4 Pro, and I already had a PS4 Pro, so then I just had my regular PS4 Pro sitting around, and I was waiting for the right time to either sell it to a friend or to sell it to GameStop. And so I remember GameStop doing this thing where they were like, oh, trade any console and get like 50% extra or something like that. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, that's not bad. And then on top of that, I was a Power Up Rewards Pro member, so I got like another 10%. And then I used like some of the rewards points or whatever that you get, and I got like a coupon on like the GameStop app for like an extra 20% on a trade-in. So I had 50%, 20%, and 10%. And they do the math weird where that doesn't stack to 80%, but it's all like calculated separately or whatever. But I ended up getting like $430. So I literally got more money than I actually paid for the console.
Yo, that's not bad, you know, like GameStop has these deals where,
but that's like a once in a blue moon
your money's
thing.
Worth.
Usually it's like, oh, this game came out yesterday, best I can do is $20.
Best I gotta do is $20. Rick Harrison,
which is so stupid, because like the return policy is so stupid. It's like, okay, to get a full refund, You need to bring it back within 7 days of purchase. You need to have the receipt, and it needs to still be in the cellophane wrapper or whatever the fuck it is.
You know,
which literally the only situation that's ever gonna happen in is if like grandma comes in and buys like their grandson or granddaughter like a game for their birthday, and they accidentally bought it for like the wrong console or bought the wrong game, and then they bring it back like a week later. It's like, oh, sorry, I bought the wrong game. Like, that's the only situation that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I know, right? And
so any other situation, you're fucked. You're only getting like $30 back, if that.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like, they have some good deals you can take advantage of, and it's just sad, like, how they prey upon every person, unsuspecting people, and, like, you name it. I've even heard the thing where, like, there's been a story that my friend was saying that, like, there was someone who didn't really speak, like, accurate English, and they signed them up for a credit card because their boss wanted them to. And then when their son came in to dispute what happened, they reprimanded the employee, even though the boss told the employee to do it. It was just like, because they're like, if you don't do this, you're fired. It's like, damn, like, really, you guys are gonna do your employees bad like that? Like, I can't respect a place that does that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane, man. And yeah, man, I think GameStop's days are numbered. Like 2021, I think it's all over. What do you think?
I think what they're trying to do right now is like just kind of hold off long enough to try to get sales from the new consoles when they come out. But I think they're going to realize pretty quickly that not that many people are actually going to buy consoles from them at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm most likely going to get my PS5 from Amazon.
I'm like, well, I'm probably just going to end up getting the Best Buy City credit card and getting a MacBook MacBook Air. And from there, because you could finance through the card, I'm probably going to finance the console through Best Buy and just get it mail.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, GameStop, oh man, I don't know. I might have one more midnight in me if timing works out. Maybe we can all run the Taco Bell and all, but I don't know. That might be the final go, you know?
My thing is, like, I was like, the only reason I could justify getting it from GameStop is maybe if they do a 9 p.m. release for the console the day before. Because, like, realistically, if I get it through Amazon, I'm probably going to have to wait until the day it comes out at, like, 1 in the afternoon, you know what I mean? Whereas at least if I get it from GameStop, I could be playing the console, like, all night, you know what I mean? So, maybe, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. It's going to be a very interesting time, especially with the pandemic we're in. Like,
yeah.
To be honest with you, some of my friends that are doctors, they're like, this is probably going to go over the summer. So I don't know how it's going to look when the consoles come out. Like, is it going to be limited to like 500 consoles like per county? Because there's no way in hell they're processing all these consoles that they're gonna have like on day one. You know, I might even pass on day one, to tell you the truth.
Well,
but
yeah. I think it's in one of these articles coming up, but as of right now, Sony and Microsoft are both saying that they're still on track for a holiday 2020 release. Granted, this pandemic's only been going on for like 6 to 8 weeks now, depending on what country you're talking about, but
yeah, so like, I don't know, man. They might seriously have to delay these consoles till early 2021, because this is not going to go away anytime soon. I mean, I would like it if it did, because, you know, I have concerts and shows and everything planned, but we all know it's going to get postponed and canceled, just like everything else this year.
Realistically, I mean, I don't know, like, I think it's just being optimistic, but I think no matter what, unless it's like, I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Unless things get like really bad, then I think we'll either see a staggered release for the consoles, meaning like they might only release in a couple territories at a time. So probably for PS5, it would probably make the most sense for them to release in Japan and North America first. Yeah. And then remanufacture a couple 100,000 units and then release in Europe and then another 100,000 and then South America or Asia or whatever. Or, well, the rest of Asia, I guess. But
yeah, that's probably going to be the...
Either that or they could still do a worldwide launch with a couple 100,000 units only. Because if I remember correctly,
They probably already have about a couple 100,000 made at this point.
Well, I don't know if they've actually entered like full-on manufacturing mode yet, but
oh shit. Oh,
usually that happens like 6 to 8 months before the console comes out, I think. So
that's
we're about. I
now.
think analysts have said that if the pandemic lasts, like, I don't remember. It was basically like if the world is still in as bad of shape as it is now by the end of Q2 2020, which would be like the end of June, I think. Then we might see them get delayed. But if things are a little bit back to normal by then or whatever, then we'll see. But
it's crazy because I know as a rounded out number, just to shoot a number. I mean, the best quote they have is it's like a moving target. You don't know how on point you're going to be. You have to make guesses. But
I mean,
they were.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
You're all good. Yeah, they were saying that literally could have millions infected, maybe 100,000, 200,000 dead in the U.S. alone. But I will have to see what happens because I'm trying to stay hopeful just because, you know, like I don't mind staying at home, getting paid and everything like that. But, you know, you kind of want to have good times. Like we want to go out for your birthday and Tyler's birthday and just concerts. And so everything's kind of just like 2020 as of right now is like the year everything was just postponed, canceled. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn into the PS5 and all, because I really do want to get my hands on a PS5, and definitely going to go through Best Buy when that happens, projectively. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens. It just sucks everything got canceled, like E3, Gamescom.
I don't think Gamescom has been canceled yet. That's well, I think that happens in August, so I think they're kind of just waiting a little bit to see what happens.
Isn't that overseas? That's in Europe, right?
It's in Germany.
Oh, jeez.
It's also like significantly bigger than E3 in terms of how many people attend. So, if things aren't back to normal within like a month, I'd say it's fucked. But
man, that's just crazy. But
we've been going for about an hour now, and I don't want this to go too long. So I'm gonna actually pull an audible, and I'm just gonna go with one or two more news stories, and then we'll do and then the episode of the HBJP show will be just all completely focused on Xbox Series X and PS5. Does that sound good to you?
Audible. Sounds good to me.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up another article or two here.
Probably during the HBJP show, I'm gonna have to probably get groceries out of the car for my mom, possibly, but I'm sure we can easily splice it together, right?
No, I'm fine. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, so you can just...
all right.
That's good. No!
All right, so this will be the final news story for this episode of Pizza and Pixels. So we are going to go with, if this will load, any day now. All right, let's go.
Well, hey, if you want to have a breaking story just right now, literally at this point, about 5 minutes ago. So, schools and businesses in Pennsylvania will remain closed indefinitely. Tom Wolf announced Monday, as he also extended the stay-at-home order to more counties and more time. That's crazy. Speaking of the pandemic thing, but yeah, we're all good. That was the breaking news.
Jeez, man.
I know, right?
I know some, like, universities and stuff have already said, like, hey, like, the rest of the spring semester is online. Like, just fuck it. I think Penn State did that, and a couple other universities have already said, like, yeah, just fucking...
yeah, you're off
online for the rest of the fuck... I mean, not off. I mean, they have to do their online classes, but you know what I mean. Yeah, like, not on campus.
They called an audible.
But, yeah. Okay, so... Oops, the last news story for today. Report. Actually, this article is by Nicole Carpenter over at Polygon. Report. Super Mario Remaster is coming to Nintendo Switch for Mario's 35th anniversary. Nintendo will reportedly re-release, quote, most of Super Mario's 35-year back catalog. This is true. This is fucking huge for the Nintendo Switch.
That's not bad. Yeah, I gotta admit, like, wait, the Nintendo Switch plays GameCube games, right? I'm pretty sure it does. It has the ports on this.
No, natively there is no backwards compatibility for the Switch. You're thinking of the Wii.
Oh shit.
The Wii can play GameCube games, and then the Wii U can. Well,
I think the Wii U actually can do it.
The Wii U I know can play Wii games, but I don't know if that also extends to GameCube backwards compatibility. I don't think it does, because I don't think there's ports on the Wii U for the GameCube stuff. I don't remember. But Switch is not natively backwards compatible with any Nintendo console. They have, if you're a Nintendo Switch Online paid subscriber, you can download these like free apps that have original Nintendo and Super Nintendo games on it. That's just like, it's like a catalog that they add to every couple months of just like original Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, but it's basically their version of like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Now, except you're not streaming them technically.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
But, alright. So, Nintendo will reportedly release most of its Super Mario franchise games on Nintendo Switch this year, according to a new report. British games website Video Games Chronicles reported that Nintendo will celebrate Super Mario's 35th anniversary by releasing updated versions of most of its Super Mario games. No specific games were mentioned, but Eurogamer reported that Super Mario Galaxy is among the remastered titles, hell yeah, alongside a couple of other 3D Mario favorites. If you guys remember, Super Mario Galaxy 2 was in my top 10 games of the decade.
That it was. I was about to say, I'm like, the second game was in your top games of the decade. Excuse me. I gotta admit, those games are always good. Like the Super Mario whatever, you name it, from Sunshine to Galaxy. I'm not a huge Mario person, but the way they do those games, it's always over the top. Like, you're getting something good when you look at a Super Mario Enter whatever the hell they want to go. But Super Mario Odyssey, you name it, it's going to be interesting regardless.
Even the, like, quote, worst Mario games are still fucking awesome. Like,
to be fair, I mean, I've been hacking my PSP and adding Game Boy Advance and all that games, Game Boy Color, and I'd say that there's at least 6 Mario games that are all Super Mario Land, World, Advance, so the Super Mario games, as far as I'm not a huge Nintendo guy, I gotta say those are always games to check out, regardless. So that's not bad. Again, remastered treatment. That's not bad at all.
All right. So, Eurogamer reported the Super Mario Galaxy is among the remastered titles, quote, alongside a couple of other 3D Mario favorites. Both reports suggested a new Paper Mario title will also be released this year, as well as a, quote, deluxe version of Super Mario 3D World with much new levels. Video Game Chronicles also reported Nintendo will announce new details regarding its Super Nintendo World theme park and an animated Super Mario movie. The Super Mario series was first introduced in 1985. Nintendo expected to announce its anniversary plans at E3. E3 was canceled. Okay.
It sucks. But we all knew it was coming, especially the pandemic.
Yeah. So I would assume that Nintendo's still probably going to have a direct during the week of E3. Or the week that E3 would have happened. So I'm sure that's when we'll hear about it, in a Nintendo Direct in like late May, early June. But if Super Mario Galaxy remade, remastered, whatever is coming to the Switch, ooh, count me in.
My friend has got a Switch, actually. They were like, damn, I need it. I'm like, hey, Switches are flying off the shelves right now. I
really hope that they do Galaxy 1 and 2. I like 2. I actually never played 1. I only played 2. So, regardless, I'm excited, but I would love if 1 and 2 came together, or, like, both got released. I'm thinking probably other 3D Mario favorites. So what? There's Super Mario Galaxy 64, Super Mario Galaxy 64. Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2, and then 3D World and Land. Odyssey's already on Switch. So
yeah, that's right.
If it said a deluxe version of 3D World, and it mentions Galaxy, and it says other 3D favorites, so that only leaves Galaxy 2, 64, and Sunshine. Do you think we'd get all of those? Is that possible? Like, obviously not together in one package, but just like in general.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, the GameCube had Super Mario Sunshine at launch, so that has to be remastered. Galaxy, I think, was a launch title for.
I don't think it was a launch title. I
It
could be
wasn't a launch
wrong,
title?
but I don't think it was.
I was gonna say usually they come balls out with Super Mario games at the launch.
Usually
but
within the first year. Like, I think it was launch window, but I don't think it was like at launch.
launch day. Okay, yeah, because Super Mario Sunshine was like one of the first games on the GameCube.
Yeah, I
right.
remember that.
Oh God, I need to get myself a GameCube again. I know where to find one for $50, but the thing is, buying the games is an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So, my struggle.
One of the most interesting things about the GameCube, which I think they did more or less to just fit into the cube form factor, was the like little mini discs they had.
Yeah, dude, those discs are like, I mean, like I said, there's masters of compression. Those discs can only hold 2 gigabytes, and the games were far exceeding that. They were like more around 6 to 10 ish. So it's amazing, dude. I love the GameCube. Like, the GameCube is my favorite Nintendo console besides the Game Boy Advance, because I could play Game Boy Color and Game Boy. Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I'm excited about Super Mario's 35th anniversary. That's insane.
Holy shit, that's insane. I'm 28. Damn, wow. I feel old, but I'm not.
But, yeah, let us know down in the comments what Mario game you guys are excited to play on Switch. Personally, for me, it's Mario Galaxy 1 and hopefully 2. We don't know. Paper Mario. A new Paper Mario sounds interesting. I'd definitely be into that, too. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Pizza and Pixels, the show where normally JP and I order a pizza and talk about video games until that pizza shows up. But this is the work from home edition, so we're not ordering pizza, and we're also not. This is the quarantine edition, so we're not together.
I have pizza in my fridge. There's pizza somewhere.
I think we might have a Lunchables pizza downstairs. Does that count?
Dude, I have Lunchables, so I have some Lunchable pizzas. So maybe on the next episode, I will literally make a Lunchable pizza right on the desk. I have 3 of them actually downstairs. Deep dish.
Maybe that's an option for next time, but regardless, thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, another one bites the crust.